Located in the southern edge of the Washington, D.C. exurbs, Stafford County has felt the pressure of land prices driven by development. But there's still farming happening here if you know where to look for it. In fact, some Stafford County farming families have worked their land for more than 100 years.
I'm a fifth-generation farmer. My great-great-granddad got caught spying for the Union during the Civil War. He got run out of Spotsylvania County, came across the river, and landed here in Stafford.
Silver Ridge Farm is in the White Oak community of South Stafford. They produce corn, soybeans, barley, and hay on approximately 400 acres. The family also raised cattle.
Before our neighbor's farm got put into houses, we were running about 400 cattle on the whole place. Probably right now, we let our numbers get low, we're right about 250.
Amid the cul-de-sacs and paved streets of Stafford County, it can be a surprise to see green pastures and forest land that hasn't been touched by developers. This area is just off the busy Route 17 corridor and only a few miles away from Craig Humphrey's farm. He fell in love with farming early on.
I've always liked it since I was a little kid. And my dad started off as a hobby farm, and my brother and I grew it to what it is now.
What they're doing now is impressive. All told, the Humphreys manage 1,200 acres, 700 in Stafford and more in Fauquier and Culpeper counties. They even grow 100 acres of hay in Pennsylvania. In Stafford, they raise cattle and cultivate corn and soybeans. Craig has also experienced many of the same issues other farmers in the area face on the roads.
Main issue we have is just the increase in traffic, and a lot of people won't give us the time of day to move our equipment down the road, and so it makes it tough.
Stafford County has 243 farms on 17,253 acres. The market value of all products is $6,125,000. Crop production makes up more than half of that at $3,835,000, with grains like soybeans and corn bringing in $2,675,000. Nurseries and greenhouse sales account for $403,000, while hay and other crop sales total $348,000. Livestock sales were worth $2,290,000, with cattle and calves accounting for $2,133,000. While development is never far away, one farm that won't be going anywhere is Ferry Farm, the boyhood home of George Washington. It's more of a preservation of how things were when Washington lived there and not an active agricultural site. This area off Truslow Road is a good indication of how things once looked in Stafford County. But as you move further south along the same road, closer to Interstate 95, signs of new home construction are already in place. On the other side of I-95 and the Rappahannock River, Jerry Young is harvesting corn in one of Stafford's remaining less developed areas.
Route 3 on King George side, from Stafford to King George, is where majority of the open land is left, and a lot of the open land in hardwood that used to be is now all into houses now. Well, a lot of the farms that we used to farm are now subdivisions, and I've seen a whole lot of houses and a whole lot of traffic and a whole lot more people that's come into the area. And a lot of these 2-lane roads are now 4-lane roads, and that's our biggest controversy, is moving up and down the road, is the traffic and the cars, and a lot of people commute, and a lot of them work out the area, but they live here.
The farmers of Stafford County are working against the tide of residential development, but having a host of new neighbors with relatively high income can be a silver lining.
The best thing about Stafford at this point, and the worst thing about Stafford, is all the houses. Because whether it's meeting somebody on the road and having them move their car because I can't get by with my equipment during harvest time, or people not being unhappy with you for how slow you're going down the road, what they deem is too slow. That's the bad, but the good part is, with the slaughterhouse, with our butcher shop, I like to think that every day someone moves in, there's a potential new customer.
More potential new customers are coming into Stafford County every day. Farmers in Stafford have seen this trend accelerate in recent years, but they're committed to proving that agriculture can coexist with commuters in the years to come. In Stafford County, I'm Burke Muller reporting.